We're going to bring on a recurring guest, do a little live Q&A, Masters-themed Q&A. It's Alan Shipnuck. Alan, talk to me, my friend.
Good to see you, sir. Happy to be here.
It's good to see you, too. Yeah, it's a big week. It's a big week. All right, we'll get right into it. Our first question. Alan has talked about not liking the par 3 contest prior to the Masters proper. What are his thoughts on Anwa, drive, chip, and putt? I'm going to give you the stage here and go full Grinch about why you don't like the drive, chip, and putt.
I hate the par 3 contest. You know, when I started going to the Masters in 94.
How do you hate the par 3 contest? You are so cranky.
No, it used to be fabulous.
Oh, back in my day.
Back before it turned into romper room. Like, you know, to watch the pros hit these 70, 80, 90-yard shots off a tee, the wizardry, the control was like breathtaking. And it was just a cool exhibition of skill. As soon as they started televising it and the wives and the kids are out there, you know, running around, it just is, it's too much. I love kids. I like a lot of the wives.
Seems like it, yeah.
But like, keep outside the ropes. And so, yeah, that's my issue with the par 3. It used to be really cool, and now it's kind of cringy. But I'm a huge fan of the Anwa. I think it's a great tournament. You know, I wish they played more than one round at Augusta National, but I understand why it is what it is. It certainly adds some drama to that final round that they get the stage all to themselves. And the Anwa is a home run for sure. Drive, chip, and putt, it's a great idea. I wish they would banish the parents off from the grounds and just kids only. That would be cool.
It's a little dark with the parents, like they use some helicopter parent vibes.
Helicopter parents, yeah, they give me the heebie-jeebies. But, you know, I think for a little kid to aspire to being on the stage at the 18th green at Augusta National, that's great. So I like 2 out of the 3 things we're talking about here. It's not that Grinch-like. I just think they've lost the plot with the par 3.
They've lost it. The par 3's gone. It's golf course is golf.
Ask Zach Johnson. He'll tell you.
Golf course is gone. All right, next one. I'll start with this one. Is there a consensus best snack at Augusta National? I am not a cheese guy, so I can't do the pimento cheese. For me, I like the barbecue sandwich, the little like pulled pork guys. But I would say probably. I mean, I also can't do the egg because there's a lot of dairy and stuff in that. But for me, it's the pulled pork. What about you?
Well, so I love the egg. It's the classic afternoon snack because it's cold. It's on that like spongy white bread. And then I get a few of the barbecue potato chips, stick it in there, and some Texas Pete's hot sauce and some pickles. It's like the greatest snack ever. But I'm also partial to the moon pies. You know, I've never seen a moon pie outside of the South. And so it's kind of it's like an Augusta thing for me. And they have the mini ones. There's only a couple bites. It doesn't hurt you too much.
They do. They're good with the portion control. I'll say that. You know, it's not, you can have a couple of these things and it's not, you know, I got a sandwich the other day and I got a half sandwich and it was like bigger than my head. It's nice when you can eat something that, you know, you don't feel horrendous about.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Next one. I'll let you start with this one, Alan. What hole do you forget about the most? It's probably number 7. This guy says it's not featured and it's in the middle of the course.
Well, 7 has that beautiful green.
7, I was going to say, I completely disagree. I think 7 is because of the green and all the bunkers surrounding it, and also that spot kind of to the left of 7 is the best place to watch. You could see like 2 shots on 3, on second shots on 2. So I disagree with 7. What's your forgotten hole?
Yeah, and he's probably thinking from a TV perspective. You know, on the ground, 7 is wonderful. I mean, I'm probably going to say 14. It's sandwiched between 2 very dramatic par 5s that go a long way toward determining the Masters every year. And, you know, it's a bunkerless hole. It's visually not that appealing. Now, I think the green is tremendous. The green is super cool. But, you know, on Sunday, they kind of have that funnel pin, and it's almost too easy. I mean, if guys have a pitching wedge, if they hit it within, a 10-yard circle, it's like they're going to have a 5-foot birdie putt. It just it's not really that penal of a hole, and it's kind of it's really a pushover, honestly. So I would say 14 is probably, I mean, it's definitely the most forgettable hole in the back 9 for me. Yeah,
I'm going to say a different hole in the back. I'm going to say 17. 14 and 17 kind of bleed together for me. And, 16 is iconic, 18 is iconic. 17, it's really difficult. So I feel like everyone's just trying to get through it. Don't feel like there's a lot of joy necessarily. So 17, sneaky, a really tough hole. That would probably be my forgotten one. All right, next one. Any idea why a special invite wasn't sent to Luke Clinton? So I don't know why. I mean, they don't. you think they have. So I posted about this saying I'm surprised that he didn't get an invite. He's on the best amateur run we've seen. Didn't win the U.S. Amateur, didn't win the NCAAs, but the best amateur since at least Ricky Fowler. And Augusta has invited players who would definitely add less juice to the tournament. Last year I think it was Neiman, Ryo Hitsatsune, and Nikolai Højgaard. And you would argue that Clanton is a bigger star, and especially because there's 7 amateurs who have qualified for the Masters. Only 5 of them are playing. 2 have turned pro. So it just seemed kind of like, add this amateur to the field. But I guess rules are rules, and they can decide. There were a couple conspiracies that he's a Florida State guy and Fred Ridley is a Florida guy, the chairman. I don't know if that's the actual reason, but I was a little surprised he didn't get the invite. What about you?
Well, all those special invites tend to be international players, and they're trying to juice international TV markets. And when you look at the special invites for Augusta, they're almost never Americans. It's part of their endless expansion kind of philosophy. And I mean, the bottom line is, as an amateur, you have a lot of avenues to get into the tournament, and Luke Clanton didn't do it. So I don't think it was personal to him. I think there's various criteria, and he did not understand the assignment. And so I think it's that simple. He's obviously a great player. He's going to have plenty of chances to play in the Masters, but I think the Green Jackets just felt like, hey, he didn't get it done when he had to. Yeah,
the best amateur is Josele Ballester, the Spanish who's playing at ASU, reigning USAM champion. He's my pick to win. No one asked, but he's my pick to win low amateur. All right, we got one about repairs. More details on the repairs, and before I want to roll this clip from Phil Mickelson talking about a repair job he saw at Augusta National.
100 yards away, this massive Georgia pine comes down, rips up the fairway, and so forth. So by the time I had walked from my tee shot into the fairway, I could hear on the walkie-talkie, get off of 2, get to 11, get off of 4, get to 11. By the time I walk off of 11 green, all the limbs of the tree have been cut off and put on a truck. By the time I got done and get back to 18T and I look down,
before I made books.
they're resodding the fairway. Like nobody knew. You couldn't tell 2 days later this had happened.
So there's some story about a bathroom being destroyed. I think this was before my time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that might be an urban legend, but I mean, they built Berkman's Place in 10 months. That was a massive construction project. I mean, a tremendous amount of infrastructure. So for Augusta National to, move out a few dead trees and plant some grass, and some sod and some new flowers, like that's a piece of cake. Like,
yeah, I saw some people that were like, this is an incredible story. I was like, I don't know. It's like not the best story I've ever heard.
No. I mean, they do these they built a press room, that's like whatever, 100,000 square feet, $55 million project. They did that in 10 months. So it's a well-oiled machine there. So making a few repairs to greens and stuff ain't no thing.
Meanwhile, it's taken me 4 months to try to get an electric shade fixed on my patio. So I need whoever their contractor is. All right, we got another one. I'll take this one. I'll start with this one. Where do you see Max Homa finishing the Masters? Could the big stage, could he use the big stage to turn it on? I don't think so. I think Max Homa is going to miss the cut. More change. So Max Homa split with longtime caddy Joe Greiner. So let's rewind to last year at this time. He finishes 3rd somewhere in there. He was on the third. He was on the first page of the leaderboard.
3rd.
Since then, he finished 3rd. Since then, he's won top 10. He's changed his agent. He's changed his caddy. He's changed his clothes. He's changed his swing coach. And he's changed all of his clubs. I don't know if I said that already. It's hard to keep track. Basically, everything that a professional golfer could change, he's changed. And I'm not saying that that's the reason why. I can't say for certain. But it just seems like he's not the first guy to be playing amazing golf and then just change everything.
No, and in the whatever, Payne Stewart famously, changed clubs and went into the abyss. Corey Pavin, but that was like back in the 80s and 90s when the purses were $600,000, and I could understand chasing endorsement money. Now, if you can make so much money on the golf course playing at the level that Max Homa was, who cares about another $1 million from a club manufacturer? I mean, to quote Gordon Gekko, it's like, no, it's actually
the anti-Gordon Greco.
And how many boats can you ski behind? Exactly. Like I don't get it. Like you're getting equity grants for just not going to LIV Golf. You're in these closed shop, elevated events where you're guaranteed a check. Like it's just astonishing that guys are still chasing money. And yeah, especially, I mean, clothes, who cares? If you want to go to Lululemon, that's fine.
Clothes is not a big deal.
But the clubs, that's really the head scratcher. And then it becomes this feedback loop where something's not, you're searching for the next answer. I hope Mrs. Homa is sleeping well at night. I mean, she's the last one standing, like in that whole inner circle, and it's rough.
You went there. We were talking about the golf. All right,
I'm just saying, like that's you. You fire the agent, you fire the caddy, you fire the swing coach. I mean, the tension. You see marriages end because guys are playing bad. I'm not saying that's the thing with the Homas, but it's just like these guys. They're just searching and searching and searching. And Max just needs to rewind it 18 months. He was playing at such an incredibly high level. It's the search is over. Just go back to doing what you were doing.
He might have changed agents before that, but it's been a new agent it's been part of this overhaul. All right, next one. I'm gonna let you take this. You've been to more than me. How would a first-time patron make most of their day at Augusta National Golf Club?
Well, it starts with you just want to get there early and walk all 18 holes. Just walk it. You don't even have to follow a particular group, but just really see the course, because it's been talked about a lot. The elevation changes at Augusta National are tremendous, and they get flattened out on television. And you want to go stand behind every tee box, and you want to get as close to every green as possible. That's where it starts, is just soak in the golf course, especially even when the holes are empty. It's just so majestic. You certainly there's like the hill on number 6. I love to sit on the hill there. You've got the 6th green and the 16th in front of you. The sun's shining. The players hitting their tee shots right over your head. That to me is a really great spot. Same with, you get out there by 3 green. That's such a cool little hole. Then you watch them. You can watch them play 4, which is the hardest par 3 on the property. There's just these unexpected places that you don't get to really see on television. And of course, everyone's going to hang out in Amen Corner, and you go down to the dog leg at 13 fairway, and you just watch them hit those shots. I mean, you're just looking right down the chute, right behind the players. Like, there's so many magical spots. You'll find those. I think it's cool to hang out behind 18, because one of the neat phenomenons of the Masters is after the players finish their rounds, they just kind of hang out. They just linger. Because there's no autograph seekers, there's no selfies, like that stuff's not allowed. And so the players are relaxed. They have a little group of family and friends around them, and you can kind of sort of eavesdrop, and they're talking about their round, and it's just a totally different vibe.
Well, it's the only week all year where they know, most people there are richer than they are. So they got time for all of these people, right? Like, they're not trying to rush out. And then the one thing I would add is try to spend some time. You're not going to be able to go all the way under the tree, but get to the rope where the tree is and just watch what happens, because that's where all the movers and shakers in golf, all the brands, all the agents, all the players, all the past champions, all kind of hang out. And get to Amen Corner, I would say, first thing in the morning, get it out of the way. Okay. Will any of the LIV players contend this week? I'll go first. I'll say yes, probably. Rahm is got a ton to play for. Bryson's wedges looked really good yesterday. My thing is, I think Phil's going to finish in the top 10. I really do. He was playing well again last week at Doral, hard golf course, windy golf course. Obviously he has some level of control with the driver. I think Phil's gonna give us a thrill this week.
I mean, sure, why not? You can never count out Phil. We know that around Augusta National. To me, the Friday forecast looms really large. How this tournament is going to play, because it's 60% chance of rain. The course will just be drying out because it got pummeled today with so much rain. And you look at the weekend temperatures are really cool. It's like high of 65, so it's not going to bake and really get that dry from the sun. So if it rains on Friday and the course is soft all weekend, then a guy like Bryson, has a monumental advantage. If the rain goes away and the course gets crispier and firmer and faster, then you've got a Phil, a Cameron Smith, guys like that step to the front of the line. So, and you didn't mention Sergio's not being talked about, but he's been playing great all year on LIV. And again, we always question what that means, but he's still got it. I mean, putting the bat on the ball, he's still one of the best in the world. And if he can putt well there, I think he's a definite dark horse. And
definitely hugely motivated to try to make it to one last Ryder Cup. All right, our last one. I'm going to let you start with this. Masters final round dream scenario. Who's in contention? What storylines?
Well, of course, we all want Rory to be there. He's playing probably the best golf of his career. He's trying to complete the Grand Slam. He's on this, decade-long drought in the majors, which is astonishing, as well as he's played everywhere else. Spieth is it seems like he's trending, right? Like if you got a Rory,
that was mine. That was mine. Yeah. Rory versus Spieth in the back nine.
That would split the golf world because everyone's so invested in both of them. And of course, Bryson's a great anti-hero, and if he's in the mix, he adds a lot of energy and a lot of juice. And to watch him play that back nine with the chance to win the Masters would be great.
You know what? I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna say Rory versus Bryson part 2 would be absolutely massive for the rivalry. And I think if Rory could get him, it would be just a movie to complete the career Grand Slam. All right, I'm so excited for this week, man. I appreciate it, Alan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good.